We're over here tapping in with KWJT, Puget Sound from space. I'm over here with Corey. You're tapping in with Tavares and sliding with Solana. Buddy here is here too today. Anywho, KWJT, you're now grooving with the South. Whole lot of KWJT shit. I like to start the show off with a whole lot of love. So thank you to the past groovers who's been continuing to tap in with us week in, week out. We truly appreciate you guys. If you're at home right now and you're checking us out because of this clip, thank you. We would truly appreciate if you go and hit that subscribe button, please, and thank you. That was a breathful. Hold on, let me breathe real quick. I'm sorry, brothers. 3, we're on all audio streaming platforms, and then please check out Where's the Love. We talked about it last week. This is the new week for everyone. But please check out Where's the Love R&B Rooftop Party, brought to you by Daz and B. Hayes. And without a further ado, y'all, fashion guru, real hooper, Mr. Fitz and all, we got Tavian Maalik up in the motherfucking building. So you feel me? Give my boy a round of applause.
Hey, welcome. Facts. Appreciate it. I got to hear the Further Dusky in person.
Yeah, exactly.
The Further Dusky in person is different.
Sorry, it was a little nerve wracking. I try to build it up a little bit. You feel me? The drama.
Facts. I'm gonna let you know you're gonna get that bag on the audiobooks. Last time you said, why you always say audiobooks first? You gotta get the bag.
The audiobooks be like, hey, Mr. Siva, we noticed you took a kin to our liking.
You know, always with the shout out.
Eat that bag.
Audiobooks, if you see this, we fuck with you. I just didn't. I thought he had a side deal. That's all I was asking. Thought he had
what's even funnier is I know me and my brother, we've definitely been trying to work on bringing in more sponsors. So anything goes. Am I right?
That's a fact.
Facts. Audiobooks.
Hit us. Right. Hit all of us.
Get Groovy Tapes right, 2023.
But welcome. I feel like this is a long time coming.
Facts.
You were, if not like one of the first people to like reach out and want to be on the platform when this was like, when this was a lot more shaky, I would say, and like when me and Tavares would just drink and just like talk on the podcast and shit like that. So it's really cool to like have you on, but that you've been able to like actually follow us from in the basement to actually in the loft. So it's only right to have you in like the new space and like on like the actual like a comfortable couch instead of like the chair. So
no, this is fire. I took pictures. Fact. When your dancers give me water, appreciate the water.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this is fire. Appreciate it.
So I guess I'll start where I start with everybody. Is like, where are you from originally?
Fedway, 253, big represent. Shout out all the guys. Got a lot of shout outs, but shout out all the guys. Fedway for sure. Thanks.
It's a Fedway day. We just had Sauce Gotti in here.
Thanks.
That's fire. So I asked you basically, how did Federal Way like shape you? Like, since it's like one of those cities that's like, it's funny. It's a great food city for us. That I don't think most people really realize that it's like there's more food to eat Federal Way at all hours. But it's not somewhere you would like go to, especially with the mall like not being the bigger mall, and especially in the area. But what was Federal Way like for you when you were young?
Well, outside of the food, I gatekeep, so there's no way we're not giving that up.
We're not dropping
We're not doing that. But Fedway, I feel like even till this day, it's like a real family. You know what I mean? Like I just feel like I don't want to say it's like it's because it's small, but I just feel like you know what I mean. Like everybody that knows each other, like really rocks with each other. Like till this day, like see us out. Your Highness, like you said, Sauce. So I got a story for him. It was me and my boy hooping at the community center. Fedway, everybody that's been from Fed, been at community center, Sahali, Late Nights, Fugitive. I know you guys know about Fugitive. I'm telling you, it's crazy. But we were hooping, and we were paying like dollar for dollar, I think. It was something like that. And I was busting him too, but I swear, like I don't know how I feel like on like White Man Can't Jump, acting like they can't hoop.
Yeah.
I swear he started doing that low key because I was busting him early, but then he got down to like $30. It was me and my bro too playing him, and he really whacked us. So I'm gonna get back though, but I got him now for sure. That was years ago. But yeah, like I said, featherweight is just a family. You know what I mean? Everybody like we kind of like all went to the same schools too, like. Yeah. Elementary, middle school, high school, and then even in high school, like, we're still pretty close from sports, just outside, just kicking and stuff like that.
Oh, that's smart. How would you rate basketball in your life? Like, how important was basketball in your life, I would say? I
would say it was pretty big, like my earliest memories is just my dad, like in the Lakers early on, like 3P era. I'm born in 99, so right around there, 2003, 2004, I really started watching hooping. It's been hoop ever since, for as long as I can remember, all the way up to high school, so hoop has been a big part of my life. And until this day, it never will not be. Like, I feel like sometimes like I just go to the gym and just, by myself. But it's like, it's literally like therapy. It's crazy because like you can't, I feel like that's like might be like a problem with a lot of people. Like once basketball is like really their whole life, but they're actually like still trying to like make it to the next level. Yeah. It's kind of hard for them to like transition because it's just like it's such a big part. But I feel like anything, it's really like therapy. Hooping, just dribbling, being like just getting back in the lab, or it's like you're grinding towards something. I feel like that with basketball. With team, you know what I'm saying? Like I have bros that I played with since middle school all the way up, and it's kind of like dang, like. It's almost like what's next. That's a sad reality for a lot of people, in all sports. And I hate that it has to be like that, especially with, people that look like me. It just has to be sports or, rapper and stuff like that. But, you know what I mean? Like, it's a good outlet, though. I can say that for sure. And it really keeps people, brotherhood till this day. You know how Seattle is, especially with basketball. So, yeah.
That's fire. That's hella fire.
I love that ism. We gonna round off that first of many good old hand claps, you feel me? But he's going crazy. I wanted to ask you, how was it being able to meet your idol, D Wade?
Oh man, it's crazy. And ask anybody that really knows me, and I still think that moment wasn't the time. But I said like I would meet him like on something else. Like I don't even know how to explain it. Like I'm in Montana somewhere. You feel me? Like
the loft
are we
bug,
back?
The loft bug, yeah. The loft bug is coming back.
There's one trapped in a cup. There's one trapped in a candle.
Yeah, the loft bugs are here to stay. I mean, it's been a couple of weeks. I think they're our roommates. I don't know what's going on, but
it's all right. I accept everything. All things.
It's a weird bug too. It's not one I've ever seen. Like
it's like sophisticated. You're trying to say? Like it knows exactly how to get in here.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's one of those.
Yeah, but about D Wade, I just feel like I know like I'll like really talk to him even after that, but. It was crazy. I mean, I've met D-Wade before from going to, like, Trailblazers games and stuff like that and, being in the tunnel. I met him, like, once or – actually, the first time I met him, my dad doesn't like D-Wade. That's what's crazy because we went to this Supersonics game and we were trying to take a picture. They must have lost or whatever the case is, but his bodyguard basically said no. Yeah. But I'm, like, little. Yeah. And it's like, dang. Like, I feel like my dad looked at it like, bro, how is he going to say no? Like, we're really right here. So my dad didn't really like D-Wade, but – I told him like, I don't remember that.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
that don't matter.
I was way too young to really remember that. Yeah. But it was crazy because the thing is like I didn't know how it worked. I didn't even know D Wade was gonna be at Complex Con. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I just seen it like, oh, D Wade at Complex Con tomorrow. I'm like, oh, bet like I'm gonna meet him. Yeah. Like I'm gonna meet him like no matter what, right? But the crazy thing is like, love all my Asian people, but it was kind of rigged. It was kind of rigged. Like, so you had to buy the shoes first. Yeah. Which I didn't know that. And then on top of that, you got to get raffled to win to meet him. And they're only doing 10. Oh. So I was like, okay, but I didn't know it. Like, so I just thought like, oh, next day I'm gonna meet him. Yeah. So when the next day came, everybody was already lined up. Like they already sold the tickets, like shoes, all that. Like there's no chance. Yeah. So I was like, what? I was like, nah, it's crazy. So then I ended up getting a ticket from a dude. I bought it off of him. Like I don't care. I'm gonna meet him. Yeah. And then the raffle. I didn't win the raffle, of course, at all. But the thing is, like, they had it roped off, and there was this dude. Shout out Stunner. Facts. This is my brother for life. He was like running the security kinda, and I could tell like he was like looking at me. I was chatting to him because I had I have a little picture of me like when I was a kid. Yeah. With D-Wade, like bro, this, you know what I'm saying, like out of all these Asian people, bro, like you gotta get me. But I guess D-Wade was probably tired of seeing the same people come up. So he's like, grab somebody from the crowd. Yeah. And I said, Stunner. Stunner was like, bro, hold on, you know what I mean? But I'm like, I'm trying to play it cool, though, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, like, if I didn't see him, I'd be like, that's whatever, I don't really care. I'm trying to play it cool as possible, because, you know what I mean? But he was like, hey, it's good. I went up there, bro, it was crazy, you know what I'm saying? Like, tapped him up. We were really chopping it up, though, for real. Yeah. And I told him, like, I shoot better than you, and he was laughing, like, that wasn't my game. But, it was good. It was really surreal. And then even the outpour I got from, like, when I posted it on Twitter, I know you guys commented too, like, bro, it was crazy. People were like, bro, like, I'm actually, like, happy for you. Yeah. It was surreal. But I feel like I'm still gonna meet him one day on something else, because I think he's gonna remember that moment. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, but
that's beautiful.
That was crazy.
That is fire. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that with us, man.
I'm glad, like, it's always that weird thing to, like, want to meet the people that you idolize, especially that appear one way but actually maybe another way. Right. It's dope that D-Wade is the actual person that he presents himself, and just like is definitely true to like the hard work he put into the game and actually his personality. He's not like a weird I would say like nerdy NBA person. I feel like,
but not standoffish. Like person, you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
feels like he can get into the mix and just like be able to have real conversations. And the fact that you were able to have that moment is fucking fire.
No, facts.
What about basketball today do you feel is missing? Like, what do you, because I know you're an avid watcher. You die on a lot of, like, good and bad takes. Right.
And I'm always going to live and die by him.
But what do you feel like is missing in the game? Like, what do you see that is, like, you value that you don't, like, feel is there anymore?
I would say, like, I don't want to feel like an old head, though, but a lot of old heads talk about team chemistry, like, in the 80s and 90s. And I feel like nowadays, like, people are leaving, going team to team. And, you can't really build, like, a real legacy of a dynasty like that. I mean, you get it through, like, sometimes, like, with the Warriors, they built through the draft. And they kind of kept their core. Yeah. You keeping your core, you're going to go a long way. But people kind of flip-flop. I'm still mad at LeBron for leaving the Heat.
Really?
4 years, went and won 2 rings. Like, why did he leave? No, really got to think about that.
Because he wasn't getting another ring there.
No, but we don't know that, though.
He wasn't getting another ring.
No, we don't know that, though. But listen.
He was not getting another
ring.
In retrospect of him staying on the team, he could have achieved within the 4 years.
No, but listen, though. But
they should have four-peated. They should have four-peated.
Okay, because LeBron sold D-Wade out of his finals MVP in 2011, because D-Wade was averaging like 27 a game, and LeBron was doing
He was showing
God
up.
knows what.
He was showing up.
No, but yeah.
That's a fact. No, that's a fact.
No, he really sold.
Dirk shouldn't have got no fucking rings. Dirk should be ringless right now.
That's crazy. That's really crazy.
He didn't have it in him. JT.
No,
Sean Marion.
Like if you on paper look at those teams, you're like LeBron is smoking something crazy. That
I mean, I think like JJ Barrera locking him up. Like,
yeah, that's fucking crazy.
I don't even know what to say.
Like I know he looks back at those 2 years like, nigga, what was I doing? Like,
and we lost. And I don't even like that we lost to the Spurs.
Yeah,
old Spurs. Like, that's boring hoop. Like, I don't even know what to say.
Nah, Tim Duncan had to get that one out the mud.
But I'm still on right now in today's NBA, I'm still on the Ja Morant praying on the downfall train. Like, still. He's a good guy. It's crazy. He's a good guy. That's what's wild.
That's his agenda. Or not his agenda, but that's his.
Everybody got to listen. Bro,
he's a good man, but.
Bro, I work at the airport, bro. The kids, bro, I ask them, who's your favorite player? They be like, Ja Morant. Ja Morant. I'm like, there's no way. It's Ja. Like, there's no way. The kids love Ja.
Can you explain your Ja hate?
Okay, so I think it started when I was like, I always like am type of person. I'm like, there's no way he's that good. Like, even if you see someone like Kobe was like that. Till this day, rest in peace to the Mamba. Real respect. Say that for sure. I did not like Kobe at all playing, but I think it was more so he was so good. Yeah. And it was like, there's just no way. Like, how can nobody stop him? Like, he's doing the same move. He's doing the same fadeaway. Yeah. And then they love this Mamba mentality. I'm not trying to air quote the Mamba mentality, but they like to try to push that agenda against LeBron. Like, he doesn't have that. But it's like, I don't even know, you know what I'm saying? Like, LeBron just plays the right way. But back to the Ja Morant, all that him, I don't like that. I don't like that himothy, none of that, bro. I don't like that at all, bro. And people really coin that, like, nah, that's cringy.
He's
like, why is another man calling another man him? No, let's talk about it. No, let's talk about it. Oh, for real.
He is not him.
He's kind of the best basketball to watch though right now.
I get that. Definitely high flying, entertaining, and then after he's signing shoes, it makes it real hard for me not to like the guy. I just started liking Giannis because I'm like, oh, this is a good guy.
I still don't like Giannis.
Really?
Giannis plays like if I was 7 something and like super buff.
Like,
I could do the same shit. I literally could like because the difference between Giannis and like. That's why I don't fuck with his ring. He was just like he's not as dominant as Shaq. Like he doesn't know as much basketball as like Shaq did. Even like young Dwight Howard did. Right. But he's just so much bigger and stronger than like he's really like a Greek like nigga. He's like really just like like I'm the biggest nigga on the court and like only
there's no stopping.
Yeah, only this like.
And by the way, he's Nigerian. Okay. I don't know why he likes Greece that much.
You know, but
we'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that later.
That's what the bag is. That's
Greek immigrant. You can't. He said he's Nigerian. Oh my god!
What's wrong with that?
I do be having to gripe for the international players who don't go and like play for their nation. They go and play for where they're from.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I would definitely play for where I'm from for sure. I mean, there's some players like Bam. He played for Team USA, but he's Nigerian. I kind of don't. Like, do you get outcasted? Like,
no,
I don't think he ever even went there. You know what I'm saying? But like, talk about it.
You're bad.
Like, something gotta happen. Yeah.
That's hella funny. Nah, bro, you gotta stop the jaw hate. Like, once he learns how to shoot, he'll have a D-Wade run.
No, there's no D-Wade run in any of these players.
I'm telling you.
And I've watched a lot of hoop. No, third year in the league, 36 points per game in the finals. Like, it's not happening ever again. It's just really talking.
Okay, all right.
Haven't seen a third year like that.
Where do you rank him as shooting guards? Is he number 1?
No. It's Michael Jordan, D-Wade, and Kobe.
Oh, you're mixed up, but that's cool.
Like put me on a lie detector test right now. And I'm still passing flying colors.
It's definitely Kobe over Wade.
No. I've had a lot of debates with. No. If we're doing that, where's Robert Horry at? Let's talk about it.
Not anywhere near those niggas.
But we're talking about rings now.
No, we're not.
What about Bill Russell? You just said rings over.
No, not Bill Russell. Nothing.
Okay.
Bill Russell is just.
So we're just moving goalposts.
We're not moving
goalposts.
Though.
No, it's fine if you are.
Bill Russell, obviously, and we're talking about as like he knew how to play team basketball in that era. But if you look at what Wilt was doing, Wilt on a one-on-one matchup was killing him. His team just like
I don't know if Wilt was really a real person. Can we dive into that? Have we seen real footage? Have we? No, have we? Can we pull it up right now? Can we go on break? Can we look real quick?
No, because you're getting down to the nitty gritty. No cap,
right?
No cap, because
I'm telling you,
who's alive to tell the tale true? Who was there?
I'm asking you. 100 points.
That was.
How was he doing it?
Is it demented? You know, like
me if we drop you back in time, you couldn't score 100 points.
No. Somebody could say I did it. That's all I'm trying to. No footage. Why was there no footage? No camcorders in the 100-point game. He just had a picture up.
Because he was busting their ass. I can do that right now. I can do that
right now. Put 100 up right now, and you guys can tell the story. I'm just saying, bro. We haven't seen no real footage. I know. That's an agenda. That's an agenda.
It's not real. It's crazy.
As the Groovers could tell, this hoop is definitely integral. How important do you think the culture, or how important do you think it was for the culture to be based around such a community event like basketball?
I think it's super big and important because I mean at the end of the day, like, you know, especially if you talk about high school hoops or something like that, like that's like an hour, 2 hours where, you know, the community's really gonna pull up and show love.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I feel like everything's involved from, you know, rappers want to be basketball players want to be rappers, like, you know, like on the bigger scale, you know, I just watched the Allen Iverson interview, basically, you know, I'm talking like that. It's just, it goes all hand in hand, hip-hop and fashion. You know what I'm saying? The basketball players, especially nowadays, you can really see it. Like, they're in their whole bag, you know what I mean? From, you know, trying to, you know, start brands or, you know what I mean, like walking runways, like, you know, is happening. Like, you know, they're playing, and then they're also dabbling into the next thing they want to do outside of their career as well. So I feel like it all goes hand in hand, and it's important, you know, for sure.
That's fair. Speaking of brands, you run a brand called Stay Sane. What was it like building? First, you have a team. So
Nice.
me and Hayes talk about you anytime I hang out with Hayes. You come up at least for a part of the
Shout out B. Hayes.
conversation. But you have a team. Like, you
Right.
are one of the few brands that aren't solo ran. It's actually like a bunch of people behind it. What was that? How did you guys come together, and what has that been like for you guys?
For sure. Everybody knows like that little cliche, like, you know, you got to build a team around you. And I feel like it started with like in the beginning, because I don't want to say selfish. It's not that, like, people like making their own brands and then, you know, running it themselves. They're not being selfish, but I do feel like it's kind of hard sometimes to bring people together for one goal. Because at the end of the day, like, you know what I'm saying, if I want to go do something, I can't not that I can't expect, but, you know, I can't really expect him to want it the same way I want it.
Yeah.
You know, just to be part. But I also know that as we are building this together, and, you know, as, you know, we keep pushing and going, I want more and more people on board. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you might as well start at square one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we all have our parts and stuff like that. Big shout out to AO. He really designs our stuff like that. Really, like, hand drawn. You know, really gets in it. So, you know, big shout out to him. And then my boy Dez is out in the Bay, and he really like runs like the website, and, you know, really like puts his footwork out there.
Oh, fire.
And then my boy Caleb, you know, just runs the finances, make sure everything is smooth, because, you know, tax season is coming. We got to make sure everything's okay around here. But like I said, though, like, more and more as we keep going, you know, shout out my boy Kurt. He be, you know, recording, you know, just trying to build a team, and then really just stay consistent. That's more than anything. And then me, like, you guys just see me around a lot because I really be like, you know, outside. Not like that, ladies. But I'll be outside.
Facts.
Really, like, you know,
Clear the air.
putting out the, you know, work, and, you know, really trying to spread the good news. You know what I'm saying? So
That's fire.
facts.
How'd you guys name it? Who named it? And how did it, like, how did everyone agree? Because Tavares named Groovy Tapes because I can't name shit. And I was just like, whatever you name it is what we run with. Was that the vibe, or was it one of those like months of arguing about the specific name?
No, facts. Honestly, like, especially when anybody hears like Stay Sane, like, that's a dope name.
Yeah.
And it literally happened right away.
Right.
Like, literally, like, during the pandemic, it was crazy out downtown Seattle, you know, stuff like that. And, you know, we're thinking of names, and like, I just said, like, Stay Sane. It's like, you know, that you know, that sounds good. Like, yeah, facts, like, Stay Sane. And then, you know, this is why I like the brand a lot too, because I feel like, you know, you don't really have to be like, you know, a part of like fashion just to stay sane. Like, you don't have to know anything about clothing to stay sane.
Yeah.
I mean, you could be a 45-year-old attorney and see like, oh, I like your shirt, like, Stay Sane.
Yeah.
And then from there, it's like every time you put it on, like, I really want people to, like, when they put on Stay Sane, it's like, oh, really, Stay Sane. Like, it you know, do be crazy out here for real. So, you know,
give it that brand identity.
right.
That's fire. I definitely love the pieces. What you're wearing is probably one of my favorite pieces, just because it's really heavyweight, and I feel like with this collection, you actually went out and was like, all right, we're gonna like design outside of like graphics and like really create a story around our mindset and what we're doing, and I think that was fire, and I think it would like really achieve the goal, especially because it was really cohesive. I know when you're like really creative, it's really hard to like, even I find it when we make clothes with Groovy Tapes, it's hard to like choose a motif and just like stay with that, and like also design different pieces. I definitely like the way you guys, the city shirt was really nice, and then to make it a hoodie as well, but not really like make it kind of different, is fire to me. And like it shows that you guys are really gonna push. You know, the more the brand grows and the more you're allowed to like spend more money on designing and clothes, I can really tell you guys are gonna push and like really set ablaze the city.
Appreciate it, man. Real talk. Really appreciate that.
High five.
You know, rock with a little.
And of course, I like to always like preach, like, you know, and that's with anybody starting a brand or music or anything like that. Just, you know, really be consistent. And I feel like right now we're 2023. We want to start it off on a bang, and, you know, God willing, keep it going. You know what I mean? So I think that's why we kind of had like a real thought process on like, you know, videos we're dropping and, you showing the pieces and photo shoots and all that stuff. And one thing I didn't know is how much planning it takes to run something like this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As you guys know, even with, getting guests on, and you got to think months out. You can't just be like next day, like, oh, what we doing today? You know what I'm saying? So I learned that even through, clothing, shipping time and getting people together and, everybody trying to stay on one accord. That's really probably like the hardest part, I would say, is trying to get everybody on one page. That's probably, I would say, like our biggest thing right now is, we have people, so many people that, as we're trying to, put in input, like, get a little bit pushed back. But it's all good. I actually really enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? Go in the group chat and then everybody's putting in their opinions.
Yeah.
And I feel like, especially once we finally get it like there, I feel like that's how you say, you really like the rollout and stuff is because we were talking about it for so long, you know what I'm saying? So
you guys agreed on it and it was a go. That's fire. That's fire. Damn, I'm not gonna ask it before the break. I'll ask it after the break.
Prove it.
Did you see Eric's he posted on Instagram, Griffey? He said talking about the suicide. Did you see that?
No.
Somebody said bro, chill on suicide, like you're gonna die, like just be patient. That's crazy. That was crazy.
Well, and that's what we're bringing the break back in with.
Crazy.
KWJT.
That's really some asshole shit to say.
But I kind of feel him though, like
like yo, just chill real quick, right?
I want before the break. I was gonna bring up. You were in. So when we dropped the clip a couple weeks ago, you were one of the people that commented that the porn comments be crazy.
Hey yo.
So I wanted to ask.
Oh shoot.
What's the craziest thing you've ever read in the hub comments?
Let me start this off by saying, Mama, because I know you're watching, just skip through this. But, you know what I'm saying? I think like the funniest ones are actually like the ones is like it's kind of like they kind of be like on Twitter like. But in the comments, like, how did I get here or something like that? Like, bro, you know exactly how you got here. You know what I mean? They just be saying crazy stuff. It's crazy that you guys said that because I'm like, bro, like, dude, who else lives my life? You know what I mean? Like, it's like I don't know, like, I mean, I don't want to say like after you get down or whatever. But it's like you just go through it, and they actually be saying funny stuff. I mean, aside from the profile pictures, we know, like, bro, move around with that. I'm just trying to get a good little read. That's it.
This niggas be on YouTube.
But yeah, no, they be wilding on there for sure. That's why it was funny when you guys said that. I was like, bro, how did they know about that?
Because like you think about it, the service, you're like, all right, I'm here for a reason. Mm-hmm. But then you'll see like basically comments like reviews, and then it's just like, all right. There was a nigga in here for a second. Like I may have been here for an extended amount of time, but there's a nigga who spent his day here.
And probably like on every like account. Like,
yes. Because
you gotta really think you gotta make an account to do that. And I don't have an account. I can promise you that. Don't got an account.
You gotta just make it clear.
You know what I'm saying? But people really do be in there.
Yeah.
Like, for real. And they be talking about like random stuff.
Yeah, like it's
random
really
stuff.
like
not even about the video, nothing like that. That's just wild.
The craziest thing.
Yeah, join this Discord if you like videos like this.
Bro, or the gaming shit. The gaming shit is crazy. Like the weird way that like once they figure out their licensing or like the world becomes really, really desensitized, they'll be bigger than YouTube. Yeah. Because you got to think about the amount of people that like, because like we were talking about it on the pod, but like people doing podcasts, like eventually like that's like OnlyFans is only like one of those spaces that kind of opened up where you can like, you could do porn, but you could also like be behind a paid service that's kind of in the middle of what you could do. And I feel like they have probably as many users as YouTube, just for smut. But so it's one of those things. If they like, it's facts. They put up YouTube numbers just for like.
No, that's facts.
But if they could figure out how to like get other IP, like figure out if they could get like, Kai Cenat, like that's the perfect like one of the biggest Twitch streamers.
I think he's getting canceled right now though. I don't know if you guys seen that.
This is not the platform for it.
Facts, you're right. You're right.
You know, I'm staying out of women's business.
Absolutely.
But like if they could get like a huge streamer or something like that to like use their platform, obviously it's directed to it.
In what way though, would you think? Like have you been thinking on this for a while? Or
no, I haven't.
Right now?
Just terms of services.
Okay, Right,
I'm in the media game. I gotta know what's gonna be booming. Like if we not going, if YouTube ain't gonna pay the bills, I gotta figure out who's gonna pay the bills.
No, you're right. That's
so if we on the hub in a couple years, the deal was done, ink through.
Right.
Yeah, you was going nuclear. I was like, wait, I'm definitely gonna have to mark this one not for kids.
It's fine.
Make sure you got that 18 plus. We during our break we were talking about how much of an honor it is, to finally get together and get to talking because you have been supporting us for a while, like. Right. You kept involved, and I just remember, like, not since then, but finally getting familiar with you and like the space that you move in. Like you're like multifaceted, and I was wondering, how did that come to be? You have all these passions under one umbrella, and you're able to keep it together and keep working on it.
I definitely get that from my sister. Shout out Queen Keish. She was on here before. I think she really is the one who really like kind of like inspired like me and like my whole entire family, because DJing. Not that my parents didn't like that, but like when your parents are a little bit older, like they don't see it. Like if a kid wants to say like, oh, I want to start a YouTube channel, parents won't understand that. They're like, no, you're not doing that, or gaming. How big Fortnite is, like all that. Like some people won't understand that. So my sister like took the leap of DJing, and like that's like a whole new world, being creative. Facts. I was young. She started DJing like right after high school. She actually came back from college and started DJing. So from there, so I get that from my sister, for sure. Shout out Queen Keish, again. But just really just trying to do all that I can, in my borrowed time that we all got. I feel like I don't want to like go pass away without anything that I don't want to do. That's like a big thing I always think about. I think about like my regrets, like right now. So then when I don't have none, like as I go through. So if like right now, if I'm like, man, I always wish I wanted to fly a plane, for example. Like I'm gonna figure out how to start flying a plane now. Yeah. I don't want no regrets in my life for sure. So I kind of have that mindset, I go from there.
That's fire. Yeah. I met an 80-year-old man once. It's a really crazy story, but I met an 80-year-old man once, and we were just chopping it up, and he was confused, and he ended up at my house. But we were just chopping it up, and I was just like, do you have any regrets? And his biggest regret was that he never became a baseball player. Right. He was like, I was cold. He didn't use these words. I'm gonna jazz it up, but he was like, I was cold. I was really like I was top player in high school. He was like, it was so easy for me to like go to the next level to college and then eventually become pro. But he was like, I would fuck around. He was like, the time that I needed to like hone my skills, I bullshit around. Like I would just like, I was so good at the game, I never thought I needed to practice. I was just like flirt with girls. I was kicking it. So when it came time to go to that next level, I wasn't ready. So when I wasn't ready, I fell behind the people, and I never got to see my dream. And then like it was interesting just talking to him, because he started crying, and got really like emotional about it. He was like, yeah, like my whole life would have been different if I would have just like not done this. But I just saw the power of like, he was 83, 84, right. Like, this is 60 years ago, maybe even longer. But he just remembered that feeling of just like not achieving his one goal. He's like, he's basically, has lived many lives, done a bunch of shit, but that was like his one thing. So that kind of showed me to not live with regrets, or not just hold things back, or just not try shit just because I'm like, I don't want to be 83 confused at some random dude's house telling him like, oh, I could have been cold at basketball. I never I knew I never wanted to be a hooper. Like, I knew that was never my life, so I'll never like regret not becoming one. I regret the money I missed out just being fucking tall. Right. And just being able to like, if I could learn how to score fucking 10 points a game, be a role player, I have a bag right now. Groovy Tapes would be in a whole different spot. But that, I wouldn't say that's a regret, because money is, you can always earn money. You can always get things like that back. But I do agree, just not having regrets and just being able to like push yourself in whatever direction, even if you fail or even if you figure out like, man, I wasted a year trying to juggle, but at least I tried to juggle. You know, I won't ever regret like missing out on that.
No facts. And then also another thing I kind of look at, especially in this topic, like we have this much life, but sometimes like your life from this, like how much it is only from this much. You get what I'm saying? So like your 4 or 5 years, if you lock in, you know what I'm saying, you got the rest of your life to, you know, be happy. And I got that from my dad, you know, just, you know what I'm saying, just lock in now, you know, because everything else will look good then, you know, later. And also like just do what makes you happy.
Yeah.
I'm big on that as well, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like one life.
Facts.
Really, like one life.
Yeah, I have a weird theory that I created years ago that I kind of don't live by today, but you can live a new life every 5 years. Just because it takes like, if you can stay into something past 5 years, you've already made it. So if you start something year one, I'm gonna use juggling just because I'm trying to learn how to juggle one day. Some carny shit. But if you learn how to juggle, you can become the filthiest juggler in 5 years and then live a whole new life of just breakdancing for the next 5 or whatever for the next 5. And like, by the time you're 70, you know, you've lived, you know, a bunch of life. Damn, I didn't want to do that math. You've lived many, you lived many lives. And you've been, you know, you're a lot more of a full person and you can look back on anything and be like, I tried it, I did it. You know, it was only 5 years of my life, or it was only like 2 years of my life. And just having that, like, you know, that everything can just be broken down to like just a small point and much larger point. That's fire.
That's a good theory. I might put that in my back.
You know?
I mean, because you got to think, like, even like if you look at your own life, like 5 years ago, you were doing something completely different.
Completely
so
different.
That makes sense. Perfect sense. So
now measuring in fives. Yeah. And I always think about it in like money as well. Like it's so easy to stack up a bunch of fives, easier than you think about stacking up ones, and then easier than it is to stack up 20s. Like you can keep a bunch of fives on you. You know, it's really nothing. I wanted to ask you, what is your craziest conspiracy theory? Because when you started this on the wheel and just like that, what do you believe, or what do you think is like, you know, something that's not real? Or
I honestly believe, I don't even know, this isn't even like wouldn't even be like a conspiracy, but I'm Christian. I think if I had believed in anything else, it would be like, there's no way some of these people live life once. So like, for example, like there's no way Bill Gates lived life once and became Bill Gates. Like somehow, some way, he's lived this life like a lot of times and became who he was. Like now he finally did it. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to explain. I don't like thinking about it too much, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like no way LeBron just became LeBron like right now. Like he had to have like kept doing this somehow, but he doesn't even know it either. And then became like, I feel like everybody became the greatest version of themselves. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that. Is that like blasphemy because I'm Christian, or like is am I using my brain, or like what? You know what I mean? I don't really want the official answer though either.
Okay,
though.
I was like,
you know
religion is a spectrum, and I feel like there's I don't know, there's so much of it that intertwines together, where there's aspects to like that are probably very left out or left in. I would say that. So no, I don't think it's blasphemy. I'm sure that it's probably not reincarnation somewhere in the Bible, but there's probably like literally Jesus is the whole story of him is like reincarnation. So it's like there's an element of it that may not be interpreted correctly, or like people probably read it and don't give a fuck about it. But no, there's definitely I would agree that you live life multiple times. I always hope I'm just in the right one. Right. Like I always like whenever like I look at like history and like shit like that, I'm like, I'm so happy I was born in the late 90s, because like if I was born in the 60s, that shit's trash. The music was trash. Like all that shit is weak.
The only reason why I would want to, bro, it's the only reason why some of these people are rich, like Walmart, like it's because he was just born first. Like who, like, you know what I mean? Like gas station, like they're just born first. That's all.
They pulled up.
But then in the same thing, like what could I think of right now? I can't think of nothing now that isn't invented right now.
Yeah,
this is the best era for sure, because we can sit on the couch and get food delivered to us. you can get weed delivered to you. Like that's gotta be the best one right here.
Nah, it's definitely like there's certain things that I like, as you said, like being able to be the first to shit, and just like I think about like the most powerful families. They were kind of just like they figured out how to get over on people quicker. Like their Ponzi schemes was just like the first one to really start smacking, and they were like, "Ooh, nigga, I'm getting in the railways." Right. Like, you know, like we got moonshine money. Like we got bread. I'm good. I'm like I always think about the Kennedys. I'm just like, yeah, all of their old money is from like bootlegging, and they just was like, all right, we're done with this shit. Like we're gonna, they're getting like other people are cracking onto this. All right, we're gonna give this shit up. We're gonna move into like railways and all like this other type of things. But I always think it's like. That is interesting to be able to be like first to it. But like also like they were also knocking you off if you were too first to it. You know, like that we still in an era where like, people die in our era, but it's definitely different reasons. But like, nah, if you made $1 million in like certain times, they were just like, we're gonna just go blow his house up. Right. And then no one like then we're gonna move across town and there's no internet, there's no way to track me. I'm in the wind. I always think about like DB Cooper because he's from here. Bro made a fake bomb, like Seattle's biggest scammer. There's no DB Cooper bars. But bro, he is Seattle's biggest scammer. He's from Bellevue, I think. But yeah, he's just one of those people that like he's right era, you know, faked a bomb, jumped out the plane and really just got in the wind. And like no one really could prove that whether he's alive or dead, but like almost everyone believes he's alive. And I'm just like, yeah, right era to just run up $2 million. They thought the bomb, he was going to blow it up, which is kind of crazy to still give him money and like kind of get the people out of the plane. I'm just like, it's like a wild time to just be like, man, it's the 70s. So like we got the 2 M's. It's not really nothing, but it's like, how are we going to get him? Like the whole like tracking him and shit. I always think that shit is kind of crazy. But yeah, definitely the best era.
Currently.
Yeah. That was very long-winded to say that. I'm sorry.
No worries. We're going to talk about Tavian being a Twitter goat real quick.
Oh shoot.
I constantly wake up to see some of the Seattle, hoop heads talking about your takes. Other times I'm seeing you get quoted by half the town with one of the wild ones. And by wild ones, I know you understand me because we get nuclear on Twitter. Would you say Twitter is all personality to you, or is it just really like some of those like intrusive thoughts that you have to like
I think it's like
put out?
I think it's like a weird combination. Well, because mainly the people who do the intrusive thoughts, like they're trying to be like incognito. So like as myself, I'm not gonna really like say like crazy outlandish stuff, but I do be seeing it in the comments. That's why I like Twitter, because I'm like, bro, like nobody will get away with this in person. Like they be saying the craziest things, like you know what I'm saying, like somebody could really pass away and they would be in the comments like they don't care, like all that, like it's wild. It's really wild.
Oh my goodness.
But I mean, I just get on Twitter just to have a good time. Like if you get the humor, you get the humor. Yeah. If you don't, you're like confused, like why is, you know what I'm saying? But like it's like a nice little community that when you get it, you get it, and it's funny. But
I love the mix of reality and like or how I'll say in real time reaction, and like opinion. Like a lot of you'll see like national event, right? Or everyone's watching the game at the same time, and you'll see the people's reaction to what they're watching in real time, just like everyone else. So it's like really everyone's having the same experience at once, and it just calls for like really amazing times. There's nothing like when a new Twitter meme hits
the timeline. Yep. Everybody on it. I think also Twitter did a good job in was like you said, like you can watch the game and it's live, it's right then and there, and everybody can relate to what they're seeing because it's literally already happening, or the biggest news that happened, or like, bro, like Queen Elizabeth dying, I did not know it was gonna set Twitter ablaze like that. That
was amazing.
They didn't care.
No, we definitely smoking on Liz Pack.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Because, I mean, she's crazy. But I definitely love the use of Twitter.
British, yeah.
No, she's
The
specifically...
disdain everyone had for the royal family.
I didn't know. Like, it was like all in one thing. Like,
Smoke.
everybody's on that.
No,
Smoke was ready.
She killed her, is her sister? Who is Princess Diana? Her niece?
I think that was her daughter.
Her she off somebody to become a queen. So I always knew that she was a thug. So that we got the thug off the streets. So I'm
How
very
old was
happy.
she anyways?
She was 100 and something.
Old.
Her and Betty White were competing. So I think Betty White got out of here. RP Betty White, forever GOAT.
Did you see that tweet of somebody about Betty White?
No.
Before she passed, he said like Betty White's not making it into, I don't know what year it was that she passed away, but he said she's not making it into like 2022 or 2021.
Yeah.
And I remember like when she died, she didn't make it into the new year.
Yeah.
And he quoted, it was like, "No, please forgive me. Like, it's not me. Like, it wasn't me." That's crazy.
I didn't take her out for it. That's a crazy, damn, that's RP Betty White, She was older than bread.
Right.
She was older than sliced bread. Let me say that. What's it like working with wolves in sheep clothing? Like that relationship.
Man, that's my guy. That's my cousin actually.
Oh, fire!
But it's my guy.
Yeah.
I like how he really like includes us into a lot of things. So like we ran pop-ups together, and if he has ideas, he calls me, vice versa. Just getting a whole bunch of ideas and feel for what we're all trying to do.
Right.
And we kind of started up at the same time as well. So I mean, like he supports me, we support them. Kind of like a on thing. I mean, out here in general, Seattle, big on support. You know what I'm saying? B Hayes, like what he's doing at Heart to Heart, like. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hope people can really replicate what he's doing because it's really all love.
Facts.
And I feel like that's what people really got to understand. Once they notice that, like, from there, bro, like, what's coming for him, bro,
yeah.
I'm telling you, like, blessings, major blessings.
Facts.
Whenever it happens, but
Facts.
It'll happen. But, yeah, Wolves and Sheep, Jamil, great mind. You got a great mind. Like, I can say, like, we really think alike. And I know, like, if we both push, we both kind of, like, like, hey, what are you doing? I get my haircut at Clean Cuts too in Fed. So,
fire.
We just stay on each other. He's always showing me like the latest design and stuff like that. And what I mean? Like it just works hand in hand.
Yeah.
Makes it super easy.
That's fire.
Shaq and Kobe, Shaq or D Wade.
D
Wade.
I saw on Twitter the other day that what's his nigga? What's that talking? Bobo.
Bobo
was dissing D Wade. He was basically like, Steve Nash is better than D Wade or something.
Wait, who said that? I didn't see
Bobo.
that.
I saw it because he was like, he called D Wade trash, or some D Wade slander, and I had to remind him how Wade is the reason why Bron has a bunch of rings. Shaq got his fourth, so he could even talk to Kobe crazy.
Right.
And got his own ring by himself out the mud. Like he wasn't his first ring wasn't. The league was so different at that time,
right.
And like he was one of the first. What I felt like what Golden State Warriors did when they got their first one. He was the first like young rookie to like cut through. Obviously, he was a lot younger than like when Steph got his, but he was kind of just like. Yeah, you weren't really supposed to win that, but he like kind of like got it out of the mud and really like earned his ring and really like took it there and then did it again with Shaq. Right. I didn't have any point. I wanted to know if you saw it.
No, I did not see that, and I do not condone any D Wade slander. I'm just letting that be known.
It's not on the radar.
If D Wade has no more fans, it's because I am not on Earth anymore. Like just that simple.
Okay.
Just that simple. Yeah,
that's fire. I wanted to know what does style mean to you and like getting dressed?
I mean, I don't know. It started at a young age. If I wanted to go back, like it started with shoes. Like more than anything, I remember like growing up, like bro, like it has to be shoes. Like what I'm saying, like Forces, J's. Like it did not matter. New Balance. Like I was actually like, even when I was younger, it was all like if I watched my sneaker collection, it was all Jordans. I'd be like, I don't really care like that.
Yeah.
But, like, I watched, like, guys like DJ Greg Street. Like, his sneaker collection is crazy. Like, I used to watch, like, YouTube channels, like, late at night, 6th grade on the iPod. I know y'all remember the iPod. And I used to watch sneaker collections, like, for real. Like, I was like, bro, I know when I get older, like, I'm going to get shoes. And then from there, like, it kind of transforms to, you know, when you get to high school and, you know, like, your mom say, you know, like, the ladies aren't going to like you if you're not, you know, dressed right. So, you know, it started with, you know, the flannels. I got the flannels, and then the, you know what I'm saying, the camo pants. But I always have some like, clean Forces. Like, it's my favorite shoe. Air Force Ones. I always have some clean Forces, all different colors. Went to the employee store, like, every summer just to grab a new pair of something crazy, bring it back. Which, by the way, they need to make the employee store great again. You know, no Donald Trump reference, but, you know, it's there. You know, they actually have a limit on it now at the employee store. Like, you can't like spend over like $1,000 or something like that, and you can't like get double ups.
Nah, that's weird.
Fix that. But like,
that's foul. They got to stop acting like they ain't getting.
Because the resellers, though, you know, the
resellers, and there's no like.
Oh, I see.
The coolness about sneakers is no longer cool. So it's like everybody could get. Once everyone found out about the employee store, it kind of made it wash, and then Nike kind of responded with no longer supplying with like their top tier stuff. So like you basically used to be able to get to the employee store, kind of get some reps, or just not get Forces, but there'll also be those fire pairs that you can. There was like 1 or 2 in like weird sizes, so it's like there's a size 7 of these, or there's a size like 12.5 of these. Right. And, you know, you can leave with some 3s on some like a random day.
Facts.
But it's kind of lost that because they don't have to. Like, there's no reason for them to, like, keep 3s in there anymore or have, like, random 6s or 7s in there. Because people are coming there just for Forces or just coming to buy Panda Dunks or something like shit like that.
I hate Panda Dunks.
You was just
around me.
You was just going off on the timeline.
I think the whole like sneaker culture though is like, I don't want to say it's ruined, but I just think you guys got to remember. I mean, I know you guys do remember in high school, like, bro, every weekend, or maybe it's not even every weekend, sometimes every other weekend a Jordan's gonna release. You know what I'm saying? Like, it actually like kind of was exclusive. Yeah. Nowadays, like, bro, it's a random Tuesday, 6 pairs of shoes is dropping. Yeah. Next day, new 6 pair. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember like just having Kicks on Fire on my phone. Like, literally, like, I'm gonna enter this raffle, but if I hit, like, can somebody take me to Portland? Like, that used to be all we think about. Like, bro, we're young. Like, bro, I missed that Sneaker Crush, Kicksify. Yeah. Like, bro, like, I was really on that, like, every day, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. With sneaker culture, I think it's just kind of ruined a little bit. But I'm glad that I kind of like that they re-release stuff. Yeah. And, like, the new culture, they don't really understand it. So, I'm like, it's easy to grab, you know? Like, even, like, Lightning 4s, those sad. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can just pick shoes up now that...
I slept on the Lightning 4s because I really want the OGs because I have the OG Thunders. So I'm like, but it's not, you know, going back in time for shoes is not fucking worth it. Right. They're just going to crumble on you. But I'm always debating. That's always my debate, especially with 4s, is like, do I get the OG or do I continue to get the new one? Do you want me to reset the camera, sir?
Oh, continue with your thought. We're creeping up on the time, but please do if you.
I am always comfortable with breaking the fourth
for
wall.
Sure, for sure. We spent all this time. We are coming to an end of the interview, but I definitely want to touch on the music that you make. You are also an artist. So let's get into the bag, man. When did you start singing? Where did it come from?
Basically that same thing like we were saying earlier, no regrets. It was actually 2020. And I remember like it was late at night, like 2 a.m. And I was just like, man, like, bro, like, what if I'm like 35 tomorrow? Like, I woke up and I'm 35. Like, what would I be like, sad about or, regret? And it was making music, which is crazy. So I was like, man, I'm finna make music. Like, it doesn't even matter. Like, at the end of the day, like, it's like kind of like my therapy because I hold stuff in a lot. So, like, if I'm, like, putting it on a song or something like that in some way, how I can express my feelings, I'm going to do that because I'm not really one to open up to somebody because, I just genuinely feel like they're not going to care. Not that they don't care, but it's like when we go our separate ways, you're not thinking about what I just told you. Yeah, I think like that. I don't know why, but you know what I'm saying? But, like, that's how I really started making music just from, like, I don't want no regrets. So, facts.
No, we were listening to it we went to go smoke with Trav before this, so we were on our way there listening to it. You have a Giveon flow, the way you hold words. Though I have an appreciation for that. We were really vibing too.
And I'll add in too, man. You remind me of Tiller, man. Tavian Tiller vibes, but it's definitely unique, bro. Like you have your own cadence, your own flow to it. So very noticeable. You sound for someone to pick up the craft at a later time. Right. It really goes to show that that you are putting love into it because it sounds good. Like it sounds like something that is definitely in you, and like it's amazing that you are keeping up with it.
Appreciate it.
How did the girls in your life respond to you making music?
That's a tough question. Like in what in what way though? Like
do they think songs are about them? Do the girls that you I'm gonna say girls because it could be one, could be anyone. Take notice when you use certain words, or do they question like certain moments and times?
Like the thing is like a lot of my songs, like I was in a relationship, so it was really her saying like, what is this about? You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, chill. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't want to sound toxic in some of my songs, but you know what I mean? I do have those moments where I'm saying that. So, I mean, a lot of women, they definitely be like, what are you talking about? And I just be like, it's a good vibe. Yeah. You know what I mean? So is it about them? Is it not about them? Is the story true? Is the story false?
Who knows?
They'll know. They'll never know.
Sometimes as a writer, you convey what you see too. Like,
facts.
I know sometimes I've seen a movie that sparked a song, something that I seen like, oh, this is how they work out, work their internal process. Let me write about something. Right. Or, I'll take it from life, got into a conversation with the girl that, I'm vibing with. Let me write something a little about that, we're vibing, but a lot of things you can take inspiration from, especially.
It's definitely easy to get inspired too, making music. That's what I love about it. Like you said, like it can be anything random. I can be walking down the street and I don't know, drop a piece of gum, and a girl will be like, "You dropped your gum." Make a song about that. You know what I'm saying? Like anything. A couple bars. You know what I mean? Facts.
That's fire.
That's what I love about that.
Yeah, because I listened when we were listening to 10 p.m. to Fed. I was like, I wonder if this is how she felt about it, or was it like in between situation where it's like, oh, two girls might have felt a way about it, but I thought I would just ask.
I think 10 p.m. and Fed definitely can like it kind of conveys like how stuff be going on. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I've been out. I've been listen. I've been out, and I see a girl that I know is not supposed to be with somebody. You just walk past. You know what I'm saying? Like it is what it is, and I feel like I hate that it has to be like that, but I mean like. It's life. It's life.
Oh,
it's literally life.
Oh, that's a bar. You pull out your notepad and you're like,
right.
Damn. What are we working on these days? Are you got things in the vault? Are you thinking of a drop? What's the landscape looking like?
Definitely about to drop a couple EPs. I just feel like I seen Roddy Ricch also say this, like you kind of got to go through life. And then, kind of drop and kind of like, I feel like give like a whole, you know what I mean? Like run around like exactly how, how you've been living or what you've kind of been going through. So I don't want to like dump everything, you know what I'm saying, all at once. But I definitely got stuff in the works for sure.
For sure.
That's fair.
I
was just about to ask, what's the next drop for you guys for Stay Sane? What can we expect more of?
I'm going to say more consistency for sure. Like I said, that's one thing that we learned, in the past years. Like let's just keep going. Yeah. A lot of new stuff. I think we're gonna really try to, like show something that Seattle's never seen before. Yeah. So I definitely want you guys to keep an eye out on that. And I just want to shout out all brands, everybody, all Seattle love. I've only seen love. I know a lot of Seattle gets a lot of hate sometimes. Yeah. But I think you kind of have to surround yourself, with people who are like minded like you. And, I'm saying you're not going to see no hate. So I haven't seen none of that so far. So, I hope I don't see none at all. But
but once you do get the haters, you're on the right. You're continuing on the right track because you made someone emotional in a negative way, even though you make so many people emotional in a happy way.
Right.
You'd be like, oh, this nigga hate it. All right, this is the one. This is the piece. But before we do head out and before we close out, I did want to ask you about how was Small Business Saturday for you?
Oh man, lit. I you know what's crazy? I always tell people just to pull up.
Yeah.
Like I honestly do not care if you cop. Of course, I want you to buy something and love it.
Yeah.
More than anything, bro, I want you to just see that it's a good vibe.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like that's how people come back and they be like, man, you know, even if they don't like the piece, because you know what I'm saying, like you don't gotta like every single piece somebody drops, but you know, like there's some cool dudes, and you know we gonna pull up and we gonna show love, and I mean that whole space is all the same thing too. So
Thanks.
I like to get that point across more than anything. Just come pull up, show love is good.
Yeah.
Stay sane, pretty much.
Thanks. It's definitely beautiful what Hayes has been able to do, and then bringing brands that haven't like mixed together. Like when we did a Small Business Saturday, like I know JoJo, but I didn't know.
Everybody eats. Shout out.
You know, I didn't know the woman we got the candle from, and the woman we bought glasses from. And to be able to not only like Tavares get some new shades and then we get candles for the loft, it was just a amazing point of mingling and just being like, ooh, these are now brands I'm looking for, and now people that I'm just now tapped in with in the city that I didn't know personally prior to the Small Business Saturday. So that was fire.
Facts.
Do you have anything left, my friend?
Honestly, no. This was all I have is a motherfucking hand clap for the 3 individuals in the room, as well as the groovers who are watching. But
my mama, shout out my mama.
You know, most importantly, a hand clap for Tavian for coming through. Like I said earlier, sticking with us. I actually do take that to heart. I truly appreciate that. You know, for you to continuously go out your way to support our channel. You know, be active when drops are happening, you know, just to be involved in like, you know, things outside of like, you know, benefiting from, you know, some or another person, I would say, a part of the industry. You know, a lot of people like have that lens and perspective on the game, but you just move with love and being involved and actually, you know, showing up for another person. So I just want to say thank you, you know, first and foremost. And yeah, I think we did amazing. You got anything you wanna say to the people that are with us?
Shout out Curto, shout out Des, shout out L, shout out Caleb, shout out all of Fairway, anybody that rode the 903. Hey, that's a major shout out. Hey, Highness talked about it a little bit. 903. If you really from Fed, you know about the 903. So you know, shout out everybody. You know what I'm saying, and stay sane.
KWJT, you've been grooving with the South, man. We got Tavian, we got Corey, Tavares, and Buddy.